Okay, so the third example from the book is just a very simple bar graph, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. So we have some trade data. This is the US exports to China, the US imports from China. And as you'd probably realize, given any kind of business background, there's a much higher imports from China. The trade relationship from the US and China is somewhat unbalanced. And you could see, for example, this kind of goes up over time. So the book just had kind of UX exports to China, but we'll just play around a little bit. So let's just see um, what we can do. Let's just insert, and we're just going to go for the line graph, a 2D line. And this is This is nice because it actually shows us that something weird is going on. And what's happened is, as I said, Excel is pretty intelligent at guessing things, but it doesn't realize that the years are actually labels here because they're numbers. So Excel's probably AI algorithm is saying, okay, we've got some numbers. This is just another series on the chart. So this is actually a good example of when we have to manipulate the data. So we don't want a series for year. We just want one series, which is US exports to China. But we do want to actually label everything by a year. So horizontal category axis, we click edit, and yeah, let's just select all the years and click OK. And let's just keep this kind of click OK for the moment, and you see we have the US exports to China over year. Now, what we could do is we could have both imports and exports. I'm not going to I'm just going to kind of let's just add a series and series name, but then I'll kind of remove it just to show what you could do. So the series name, the series name is in C3, and the series values are all down here. And click OK, and OK, and you can see we could actually have the exports as well. And you could see them relative to each other. But let's just kind of stick what's in the book. And so let's just go back. And we've got US exports to China. Let's just kind of go to my chart design. We don't want that one. Let's just play around a little bit. Here we go. This is the one I think that was in the book. We want to get the dots. And let's just change the colors a little bit. Let's just make it a blue. There we go. That's the one we want. Now, let's just kind of put in what this is. So add chart element, axis titles, primary horizontal is going to be the year. This is a nice example of data being plotted over time, which we're going to kind of cover in more detail when we do the time series analysis chapter. And add chart element, axis titles, primary vertical. We'll have exports in dollars billion. And there we go. That's our little chart.